My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, specifically the Darkest Rhapsody estate thereof. Alright, so we continue our preparation for the final mission in the Darkest Dungeon. We've got two of our characters locked in, and that is to say we have... Where are you? We have... Berlin and Pierce, both pretty much ready for it. That won't come into play. That won't come into play. That won't come into play. Cool, so Pace is totally fine to go out. Like, obviously I have to remove all of the affliction first, but is totally fine to go out on the mission. I do also want to make sure that everyone has really low stress as we go into that final mission, because as we saw last time, stress is really what took us out. Okay, good. Yes, so we've got those two locked. Right, and then after that, the other things that we need to get locked are Conta and Vallon. So Vallon and Conta both need to level up, but both of them are quite stressed out at the moment. I also really don't have much money left, right? And I'm gonna need to invest more money into both Conta and Vallon as I level them up. And you saw how much money it cost me last time when I leveled up both Berlin and Paris, right? So I think in order to accrue the money for that, as well as I don't believe there's any mission that I really want to take at the moment, right? Because we've got their mid-level in terms of their ability, in terms of their ability to go out to different areas, right? There's apprentice, veteran, and champion, right? And since they're in the veteran level, there's only these two cove missions, neither of which I want to go to because we've got the thing from the stars, and I don't need to mess with that right now. I gotta try hard and just get the DD done, and then I can do other cool things like that again. And because of that, we've also, other than that, got like a short mission in the wheel. Not cool, not going to level them up enough, right? I really want to run them against like a boss. Would be pretty okay, like the Alluring Siren, but the problem is then I can't use laws in that party, right? So I have to figure out something like Bashard, Conta, like Bashard starting in line 3 or something like that. Like some janky stuff has to be sorted out, and it definitely can't go with the veteran party in this episode. So instead, I've decided to take a lower level party that includes an antiquarian. It's an antiquarian and a man-at-arms, and the man-at-arms is effectively like my replacement of a riposte lord. What's his name? Of Dismas, of the highwayman, right? I would prefer a highwayman, but I don't have any highwaymen in the low levels at the moment. I've got the accuracy and crit, and then crit and damage on the man-at-arms. I think a lot of our stress ceiling is going to come from the amount of crits that you get on your riposte. We also need to level up retribution before we leave. Then we've also got Dudley. Dudley is actually pretty bad in this area, has slow reflexes. Slow reflexes for a Vestal can be good, or it can be bad. It can be good because it allows you to respond to damage that your enemy has done to you. It can be bad because it prevents you from being able to stun. Rough, right? But it's necessary that I take her so that I have second line. As a result, I should also change out her abilities. Do I want to give her Hand of Light, or do I want to give her Illumination? The ability to de-stealth in this area doesn't mean anything. So Hand of Light's just more damage. Now I've got Tonville here. Tonville is holding the focus ring and the bloody die, kind of standard. Assortment is here primarily for the stress relief that they provide via the inspiring tune, but they also have another purpose here. Thankfully, Gambler nor Lygophobia will be relevant. But they actually have another purpose here. Not only is the secondary DPS, right? Because the first DPS is Penel plus Rord. The second DPS is the bleed from Tonville. The final reason that we've got Tonville here is because we have Rord holding the Ancestor's Tentacle Idol. I'm actually debating whether or not I drop the Ancestor's map off of Rord and then also give Rord the Hero's Ring. So they would have plus 45% chance their Virtue chance. I think base Virtue chance is like 20 or 20 something. So that's more greater than half chance to get real, oh no, actually you have Tone Deaf. Well, that immediately kills my entire idea. The idea was that if the Antiquarian does get to 100 and becomes virtuous, that's awesome. and then I can trade off the trinkets that the antiquarian is holding to other people and do it to them as well, and go on and on and on. But if the antiquarian does not become virtuous, then I just stall out a little bit more, which is capable with a party where the front two liners are both stunners, and then I have healers, and then I have stress healers as well. But it's actually not going to be that possible because of the Inspiring Tune negative 20% stress heal received, because it's going to make it much more difficult to take it out, to remove all of that extra stress that I picked up. So instead, Rod can get extra to her healing abilities. I mean, it's not going to be relevant, but like that's the problem, right? Like, is it ever going to be relevant? I fundamentally do not believe so at all. But plus 15% max HP, sure. We've also opted to take the Ancestor's Scroll rather than Junior's Head here. Again, that's a stress consideration, but it's also a consideration for the fact that the Ancestor's Scroll can be passed over to Tourneville, so Tourneville has the ability to increase their stress healing. The stress healing would be, what, 8, so 2, so yeah, 10. It's 2 included. All right. The final thing is we're running a second liner Vestal, right? So the second liner Vestal thankfully has Natural Eye, and most of the things I'll have them roll are ranged, save the Mace Bash. So they've got a little bit of their accuracy already dealt with. So I'm actually dealing with their HP here, right? Because the primary targets that people hit are the front two liners. If they hit Penel, perfect for me. That's what I want, right? Penel's supposed to be here as a Riposte Lord, right? But if they hit Dudley doesn't exactly have the single target heal available at the moment, and only has the party target heal. So I think that having Dudley be a little bit more tanky is going to be particularly handy here. There used to be a build where you would run the Tough Ring and Sacred Scroll, and then you just run a Vessel in line 2 and just have them party heal every single turn. It was kind of actually really dope. I don't know exactly what changed it. Maybe other things just became viable on top of it. Anyhow, yeah, that's 7 minutes, but I think all of that was pretty important to say. And we also need to try and... we also do need to try and lock Pace away for some stress recovery. Of course, Laws does nothing but flagellate, so... I think it's fine if Laws actually stresses out in a mission. Is it? Like, I don't want to take Laws on a mission, though. We are going to be spending so much money. Again, that is why we're solving a lot of different problems with the mission that we chose and the party that we chose at the same time. Not only the difficulty of what do we level up, what are we prioritizing, that kind of thing. But furthermore than that, we're also trying to sort out our... What is it exactly? Hang on. Brain? Money situation, right? So taking a long mission that has an antiquarian, stacking the minor antiques and the major antiques is probably going to be enough to get me back into a reasonable-ish kind of amount of money. Not great, but reasonable. So, Rod, what are you going to be using in this dungeon? Definitely Fortifying Vapors. Definitely protects me. You're not going to be able to blight anything down here is the problem. Fine, I'll go with the standards. Standards on you as well. Standards on you, standards on you. Actually, you need to upgrade that one, right? And then it should be those. I actually don't want Defender. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all of that's fine so far. Now, the final thing that I need to decide is whether or not I'm going to just immediately unlock something like the Puppet Theater or the Granary by trading off some portraits. We don't have a Grave Robber Highwayman and anything like that. So Training Ring would be relevant in particular for the Man-at-Arms. Plus 4 accuracy, plus 10% HP. Ultra Blight obviously is incredibly important with the plus 10% stun resist as well as plus 10% healing skills. It's really big. Performance Hall shouldn't be relevant because Tourneville's actually really fast. They're an early riser. Yeah, all right. I don't think I'll be running down the line of any of those at the moment. Now, we do actually have some negatives in this area. Paranomania will trigger on the bones, on the pile of bones. That's going to be a little bit annoying, but my only low-level healer, and it's a long mission, so I should really take someone. Tip of the tone deaf. Well, okay, so it's just Paranomania that we have to worry about, so Dudley might end up stressing out, so we might want to prioritize our stress relief on Dudley. All right. I feel like that was extremely, extremely thorough. And I think it needs to be at this point as well. Remember that, kind of terrified of everything. We do have a ability that turns on the light a little bit, +6 torch from Dazzling Light. Also, we know that the Warrens is always interconnected, so you actually need fewer torches than you otherwise might think. I think I'm gonna go for 4 keys. 3 shovels, because you can actually just kind of route around needing shovels in this area, because again, it's kind of like usually based on a grid. I'd love to take Holy Water, but like Eldritch Altar, can't rely on it. Don't want to hold it for the entire time just for the possibility of that, especially. Feels bad if it doesn't pay off. But Pile of Bones could be interacted with by the Vessel, so it'd be really, really frustrating to constantly have the Holy Water, but have the Vessel kind of mess it up for me. I think inventory space is always going to be a problem for me, so I don't think I need to take a bunch of stuff, because I'm definitely going to have a full inventory coming home anyway. I think I'll take a 2nd medicinal herbs. I think I'll take 2 bandages. And 2 holy water, fine. And I'll take another stack of food. The extra stack of food is probably the most dodgy thing that I've done here, but we also actually have like really low damage output. So I feel like we might need it. Keys, shovels, food, torches, interactables. All right, let's go. You have no idea how many different parties I shuffled through. I spent an hour and a half planning this episode. Because the thing is, like, at this point in the game, every single choice that I make locks people in and out for future missions, and I have to have all of my future missions planned. You know, it has to be malleable to what missions are offered to me, obviously. But I have to have them in general plans so that I can just get through all of these really, really quickly, do Hell is in the Heart, and then come back and do the rest of the campaign when I'm no longer in danger of losing the campaign at any moment.
Down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
I was actually going to purposefully try and stress Rord out using... Oh my gosh. Paranomania and slow reflexes are probably the worst things we have available. Please don't try and read these scrolls. Please don't. Thank you. Burn them. Paranomania! Alright, now we can actually use our holy waters. Awesome. I want to split the bleed here. Damn it, I was really hoping... Well, the Vestal's never going to go early is the thing, right? Because the Vestal has slow reflexes, so that's -1 to their speed, but they also don't have a speed trinket or any speed increase on them, so... I don't think these targets respect marks at all, though, so yeah. Damn. We can hit that stun. Excellent. Swine Slasher is dead before it ever gets another action. There's 2 characters on the field that if they get hit, just return damage. A bit of stress across the party, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I actually will. Whoa! You can crit heal at this level for an 8? Not bad. That is really not bad. Riposta's already up for another 2 rounds, but the thing is, Swine Drummers... Like, I can just hit you and charge the Riposte back up. Stop hitting him! Tomville! Stop hitting Tomville! I should probably roll the possible stun here. Oh, yep. Again, remember to prioritize stress reduction on the vessel over your target. Whew.
A death by inches.
Yeah, these are all kind of death by inches at the moment. It's, ugh. That's 4 on a direct heal. That's not bad.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Like, it's obviously not great, but it's not bad. Alright. Now I'm gonna try and debuff you to have your accuracy be complete garbage, so you can't hit me. Well, my normal attack isn't gonna kill anyway, so I may as well try for the stun. 110 with 75. Okay, yeah, so it was 45% chance. Right? 75, 110. Yeah, 35, sorry. I feel like battles that are damage races, we're gonna have a lot of difficulty with. I don't want to debuff your accuracy like every turn. Thing is, I think the debuff doesn't last for long enough. But if I just give us all a ridiculous amount of dodge, fine. We're the dodge party now.
And improvement.
That definitely should have been a stun, by the way. Yeah. I deserve to get punished for that one. It's my bad. I'll actually go for the party buff here, because the party buff, if I now, like, immediately kill, the party buff will remain until we fight in the next room. Possibly fight, at least.
As the enemy crumbles.
I think we might need actually more damaging abilities on here is the thing. I didn't even level up your nervous stab. Alright, whatever. I might need it, but that doesn't mean I have it. Hey, so we do actually have the battle buffs coming into here. Nice. Now, these guys do respect Mark. They're also all surprised, so I will be able to set up my riposte first, which is nice. I'm pretty sure they respect Marks. 50% chance to stun.
Precision
hey, nice crit.
And power. Press
Got him.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Got him. And got him. So I'm not doing anywhere near as much damage as a highwayman would be in this position. I'm definitely not critting as much as I would kind of expect as well. So it's 5. So what? Your base is 3. So you're getting the 5 from this and the 8 from this. So 3, 5, 8, 8, 8, 16. And then you're also getting +3 from another skill. That's the crit from the Jester's Inspiring Ballad. Or Battle Ballad, rather, not Inspiring Tune. And then this also has crit mod of +3.5. So 19.5 should be your base crit response. Actually, no, sorry, the riposte itself only has +1. Okay, so your riposte should be 17% chance to crit. Okay, fair enough. No, it makes a lot more sense that we haven't seen one yet. Now. Cool. Very good hit. Why do I feel like this protection runs out now? It doesn't. It runs out after Penel's turn, I think. 5 to 9 rolls the...
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Yikes. Hey! Wrong target. Front or back? Nothing else. Just the front or the back.
Destroy them all.
My riposte is up for another 2 rounds. I'm going to try and debuff this target to slow them down. Cool. With them on 2 speed, we have the possibility of acting before them with the Vestal. So I can get a heal out before the Man-at-Arms the Swine Drummer ends up dying. Damn it! We crit for the kill. Dang it. Actually didn't want them to die yet. We need money way more than we need portraits at the moment. We don't need portraits as much as we need crests. We don't need busts as much as we need deeds. And I'm definitely not leaving this dungeon with a stack of jades. So I actually think we take nothing there now. 100% of room battles means that this is non-optional. I actually have to go up here. Immediate target is that Swine Wretch. I want as few diseases as is possible, please. Okay, so if I do a split damage the next round, we can kill that Swine Wretch. That said, I'm going to have to rely on Tonville being, what? Because it's only 2 plus your base, so 9. So we've got a 9-speed target acting against an 8-speed target. We should go first, but that's not always guaranteed. So I think we might actually want to throw some more damage on that Swine Wretch. Easiest way to do that is with Retribution, because Retribution is such a small amount of damage. You can use it a lot of the time to set up way better actions. Stop it! Stop it! Attack my frontliner! Attack my frontliner! You video game? Say it like it's an insult. You video game? Get out of here, you video game!
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
I would never. I love you, video games. I think I should be using the small heals from the Antiquarian primarily to...
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
That's great. I think I should be using it primarily to even out the health values in my party rather than top people off. And the primary reason for that is because if we even out the health values, then the party heal can be more effective.
Of skill and purpose.
I think it's not unlikely that we act before you a bunch. So I'm thinking like, let's go 4 to 8 on the damage table, rolls the 8, nice. I'll still do that just so that if he swings at the back line, I'm good. Well, now I get to take a round of healing if I want, especially if I bellow. So yeah, let's go. Awesome. Thank you. I'll go to the battle ballad again. It might last until the first round that we're in that battle up there. It might. Weirder things have happened.
Sedated.
I'm sure.
This expedition at least promises success.
I could easily see myself leaving this dungeon with a full stack of Onyx or something like that. Hey, looks like the buffs actually will stick around for the first round of combat. Probably not going to be too relevant, but... we didn't outspeed them, unfortunately. Gonna get that damage on the Swine Drama. 12 stress. Could be a lot worse. This whole thing works a lot better when both of the members are quite fast. Unfortunately, Penel is not that fast. Penel with Quick Draw would make this so much better, though. Hey, nice stun. The Swine Slasher is probably moving backwards as it attacks this turn, and is not going to attack before the Jester. So that means that the Jester can harvest to hit the Swine Slasher as well as the Swine Drummer, and the Swine Drummer will die to that. So I only have the Swine Slasher really left that I have to care about on the field. Okay, with this, and if I also riposte them, cool. Now I've set up for the Swine Slasher and the Swine Drummer to die next turn. Unfortunately, the Wretch is still around, but there's not an incredible amount I can do about this. Just line them up and knock them down. That worked perfectly. Yeah, I don't really have any no disease, good. I don't really have an incredible amount of control over exactly the back line.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Duelist Advance actually gives you a little bit of control over it, but obviously I don't have that either. 7 to 11 rolls 7 on the damage table. Damn you. Fine. Since I can kill that as well as buff myself pretty ridiculously, I'm definitely gonna do that. Definitely also time to start getting a little bit of stress down. Woo!
The blood pumps, the limbs obey.
Get him! All right. Body heal.
Is a rarity.
Body heal, stress heal, all that kind of thing. The actually unfortunate thing here is that the person that I actually want to attack is also the person who has the highest value non-attack ability at the moment, being Tonville. I want Tonville to apply a bleed because then I can kind of just watch the Swine Chopper die in 2 turns' time. But I probably should have gone for damage there. Actually, you know what? I'm going for damage this time. I don't want to stall out here. I think it's quite likely that I was going to get stall restricted immediately thereafter.
This momentum. Push on to the task's end.
So I'm going to have to backtrack once, right? Because these two aren't connected. So there's literally no way of doing that circle as... Like, I don't think there is, right? Loop up and around. Yeah, because how am I going to... Like, I have to go back in and back out. I could revisit the same room. That's actually an interesting way. We do this. Go all... Hang on. No, wait, that doesn't work. Because my entry point actually has to be there. So it would be... Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so there is no backtrack. No path that has no backtracking, I believe. Right. Just a routing consideration I wanted to make early.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Single trap. Am I going south or across? Backtrack once. See, the only difference is this has a revealed curio and the other one doesn't. This revealed curio, what is it again? Because I have seen it. It's just after the entrance room. Something with which I did not interact. It's books. All right, so I actually don't even care about that room, which means that all of this may as well be a dead end. Cool. Nice trap to some. Not going to eat until it's immediately relevant. Or, sorry, not going to turn the light on, rather, until it's immediately relevant. Good gosh. That's actually my second torch this whole time as well. Or I've looted torches and haven't realized. I don't know why this is a curio. It's just bad. Burn it, you get a huge negative debuff. You use it, you have a possibility of getting a positive thing, but most of it's like bad and debuffs and stuff. It's really not worth it in terms of risk versus reward. These definitely respect Mark. Not always, but they definitely do in general.
Another one falls.
So I'm going to have them go for my tankiest member in the party. Now, unfortunately, the person who definitely acts ahead of the... Well, definitely, mostly acts ahead of the Weber is not actually going to be able to damage them at all. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about there. Again, Battle Ballad would have had a buff go with this into the start of the next area. Katham.
Back to the pit.
Definitely need to make space for a rare antique. I think it is not unlikely that I just use a torch and throw the rest away.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Oh, heck, it's actually an exhaustive map. Okay, so these don't reveal secret rooms, so we still need high scouting as we go to each individual room, I believe, is the case. Lot of traps. Hell of a lot of curate. See, I'll tell you what the problem here is. I want to just loot all of it in low light. Like, literally all of it. It's just difficult to arrange. Good dodge. I know for a fact that the swine chopper respects Mark, so. Stop it. Good dodge. Funnily, had I referred those to... Yeah, I was about to say, had I referred those to the Man-at-Arms, the Man-at-Arms might not have dodged them. Right, Retribution 4. Yes! At least 3 has that swine wretch killed.
Impressive.
These crits, though. Damn. Oh!
The ground quakes.
Can't even stop it. All right, now that one of them died to a DOT, they don't leave a corpse, so the occultist acolytes move forward, so I have the ability to actually start damaging them. That said, we don't need to riposte this turn, so stun the swine chopper out of position. Actually, I don't think the swine chopper is out of position. I think they can be in literally any position and they still have actions.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
I mean, those are probably the 2 targets I want to bleed the most, so sure. Neither of them have yet acted this turn either, so that's perfect for me. Backliner has 1 more turn alive. Backliner has, yeah, definitely 1 more turn alive. The Rord not using the get down, well, not get down, sorry, protect me last turn was not good. It was a bad mistake on my part. Dang it. If that did 2 damage, it would have set up a kill on the swine chopper as well. Right, there we go. Swine chopper is now dead, and I have a singular debuff on my buff rather on my own character. Yeah, I would have done so much better with a. Oh gosh, heal your own stress, I guess. I would have done so much better with the guard me a couple turns ago. Gosh. I was really thinking we were out of the woods there. Apparently not.
Sedated.
Taunville right now has actually really high stress debuff. The negative 25% incoming stress is actually pretty dang big. The reason I mentioned that is because the stone behind, I'm probably going to have them interact with.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
See, the thing is, the positive that this can give you is the removal of a negative debuff, and the one I want to remove is slow. Fine, I'll do it on Dudley. If Dudley could remove either of these from their inventory right now, I would do it, but I don't have space. So. Damn it. Warren Scrounger, +5 scouting shots. Ugh. Definitely need to loop around the top. Okay. It is the Antiquarian with the highest chance here, right? Yeah, it should be. Gotta make sure that Antiquarian interacts with these for me. Hey, no Paranomania left. I do want to try and leave all these curios and come back to them later, but at the same rate. Woo! Not great. Protect me happens later. Get some dodge buff. Wait. Oh my gosh. So I'll tell you what happened there. Is for some reason it's working out for us, and I'm mad that it's working out because it shouldn't be. But for some reason, I thought every one of my opponents was stunned and that I had a free round of actions at the start there. And that's what I was planning around. That's why I was going to be using Get Down later. Yeah, that was wrong. That was a wrong bad on my part. Good response crits though. Huh. Get down. Definitely got to stop that swine shot though. Oof. Every time I crit, I'm getting a negative 33% stress for the next 3 rounds. And since I've crit every round and I've had riposte crits, I have negative 99% to my stress for the next 3 rounds. That's insane. Just try and stress me. Turn around and fire off a quick hit shot. No wuzzes. No worries. Anyway. We'll try it again. Upside balances out the possible downside of missing that. Definitely should be party healing basing up every single turn here. Cool. Didn't use riposte. Damn. Still, at least we protected one of our most vulnerable. I do actually have a battle in the next space, so having a battle ballad available as we leave this area is going to be quite good. Really hoping Man-at-Arms acts next. Damn. Good. Mm-hmm. So we've got 10 HP on a swine chopper. I want to get the battle ballad out before we leave. And then everyone should focus just on killing the swine chopper as quick as possible. 8. 6. Cool. Definitely want to start stacking emerald.
So clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
There's way too many remaining curios with which we have not yet interacted. I feel like here should probably actually be our first rest. Frees up some inventory space. Yeah.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
So you have the option to prevent nighttime ambush with... Okay. We do not have the option to prevent the nighttime ambush. And that's my bad. Because I'm bad, so... Well, let's just give as many battle buffs as we possibly can to Penel here. All companions and not... Penel can't even buff themselves because they don't have the tactics and they don't have maintain equipment. Damn it. Oh, that's rough.
Whoa, this is bad.
It's okay. Who else needs accuracy speed? Well, I guess speed. It's mostly you. Sure. Take those two.
The light.
Didn't get nighttime ambush. Fair enough.
Safety.
Sure. Oh, no, of course. We lost all of the buffs that we had before that. Damn. We gave the extra 8% crit to everyone except for Tonville, the person who could be argued would make the most use of it. Oops. Oh, get blocked. Dead. And we get to stay in Radiant Light. I'll force that marking, but I think they're going to act before I do. Hey, never mind. They're speed 4 and have acted before each of them, which should not have happened. 28.5% chance for the crit on the attack there. No. No. Yes? Oh. Oh. Crit him. That's what you're here for. All right.
In radiance, may we find victory.
Ooh, they actually lived through that one. By the time that if the carrion eater acts first, then yeah, my guard was still gonna be active. But if I acted first, then it wasn't.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Stack of gold beats stack of gems. Sorry, a stack of depends on the gem, but stack of gold beats a stack of jade. These stack to 100, these stack to 5, so we're hoping for kind of like one full stack of each plus some. Hey, now there are a lot of interactables that you can't interact with safely without the medicinal herbs, so I wouldn't be able to just roll like, oh, it's possible I get bled, but otherwise it's fine. And that's why I've been so gung-ho on keeping the medicinal herbs, because there are so many things that interact with them down here as well. This is one of them. Nice dodge. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Spotted Fever is like negative 50% blight resist, though. I'm feeling good about my Darkest Dungeon today. I gotta be honest with you. I'm feeling like I'm firing on all cylinders, brain-wise. At least strategically brain-wise. This also turned out to be a really long episode. Damn it.
A decisive
Planning on not having to use that. That's why I wanted the Retribution has a damage range of 2 to 3. I wanted it to hit its 3 so that we would already have the kill with bleed, but didn't get that. I'm gonna actually focus this one directly on the Swine Wretch. Whoop. Hey. Okay. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop hitting. Why are you obsessed with hitting exactly that target? Like, the worst one for me. Stop it! What are you doing? This one is marked, is in the front line, it's everything. It's all lined up for you. And of course, you decide to attack my person with the lowest HP, the lowest bleed resist. Ugh. Lowest protection as well, actually, at the moment. Hey, thank you. Now that's more like it. Now, if you could just... There we go. That's the correct target. Not you and not right now, but in general.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
I riposted last turn, so we stunned this turn. Hopefully the Jester gets a super early action here.
The flesh.
That was a really, really good heal. Crit exactly where it needed. And since the Jester went first, the Swine Chopper is still alive, and in the second line, or rather the Swine Chopper, the Swine Reaver was still alive, so the Swine Chopper was still in the second line, which gave me the ability to bleed it. Yeah, it doesn't matter to get down yet, so debuff. Negative 12 accuracy for 2 rounds. Okay, that's kind of a short debuff. Did more damage than I was expecting, I'll tell you that much.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So Crusader's Orders sells for what, 2.25? Okay. Is that worth... It's not more than a stack of gold. like a stack of onyx is 5, right? So a stack of onyx is 5 by 500 to 2,500, right? So unless I get a full stack of onyx, this commander's order is more valuable than it. The real question that I have to ask though is, am I throwing that away or am I throwing something else away? I've already seen a pile of bones, so I think the holy water is still going to continue to be useful, especially considering how many hallway curios there are. I definitely need the medicinal herbs for this. I definitely need the skeleton key. Nothing is shown here that I need the skeleton key for, but the thing is I'm going to need those until I've scouted the entire map so that I'm certain that I'm not missing out on a secret room. Because the amount of value that we miss out on if we do, it's too much. Literally the only place that an obstacle can still be is right here. I think I throw shovels. I extremely don't care about the food. I did that for the minor antique. Obviously, I was hoping for a major antique, but you know. Alright, if I want to, I can get rid of the final medicinal herbs here, as well as give plus 30% damage to Pinnell. I think that actually might be powerful enough. Just because of how much Pinnell is suffering to deal damage, despite my bestest efforts. Shh. The sack might hear you approaching and run away. Fortune smirks at least. Contains more loot. It's our second emerald. Definitely drop the blood. There's no way it's coming home with me. There's no reason to drop it early, sure, but I can guarantee you that it is not going to get a continued spot in my inventory after all of the stuff that is available left in the dungeon, so it might not make a difference. That target still needed to be hit one time. So I took the opportunity to get the buff on Vestal.
Cannot be left unanswered.
I can actually roll Protect Me on the Vestal just to try and protect her, I guess.
Another
21.
abomination
Nice.
cleansed from our lands.
Because it does give them extra dodge and protection. I think I'll do that-ish. I tried to do it while also getting a broader benefit, and that broader benefit was from... Oh gosh, we still need to deal more damage to the spitter. Ah, the crits. Yeah, the broader benefit was I wanted to give everyone a little bit of stress recovery. Stress recovery? Sorry, dodge. For the possibility of other targets being chosen. With the satisfaction of bringing it to completion.
Executed with impunity.
Mm-hmm.
The way is
Shambler's
lit. The
Altar.
path is clear.
I have sold my
You
Shambler's
require
bottle.
Only the strength to follow it.
I shouldn't have done that. I should have just single targeted there. I managed to set them up in such a way that I'm not going to kill either of them. Which is the exact worst case.
Be gone, fiend.
Why? Because you got dodged. See, the problem is now we're about to run out of our battle buffs. So we run out of our battle buffs right now, but if I camp in order to get them back, I lose my plus 20%, plus 30% damage until camp debuff.
Resistance.
I don't think I'm doing the Shambler's Altar here. Well, that's interesting. Oh boy, does that change my mind? No one in this party actually needs to stick around. Well, I mean, they need to live, so I would have to run away from the battle if it got that bad, but... No, we have way too little damage. We can't do it. Sorry. I would love to. I've taken Shamblers that I shouldn't have taken before just because I was like, no, it'd be cool if I took the Shambler, right? But I can't willingly sacrifice my entire campaign for the sake of the means of 2 Shamblers. For the record, I think we have a chance. I think we would have like a pretty reasonable chance, in fact. Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop. Now they're all going to respect that mark, aren't they? I hate you so much, game. Oh, you're the worst. Stop! I can't prevent this! Oh. Yes, it does make me a little mad that that happened. Continues to. Again and again and... No need to stun when you kill a target instead. Backliner is now dead. Frontliner is our only concern. Continue to heal.
The wounds of war can be healed.
Continue to heal the dodgy boy. Stop munching him! Stop it! You actually have heightened blight and bleed resist at the moment. Plus 24 to your bleed resist. So your blight resist, rather. So you've got 74% resist, and you keep getting blighted. Cool. Oh, that's just cool as hell. My favorite thing is how much I appreciate that.
Ghoulish horrors.
Brought low when driven into the mud.
Actually kind of want to get rid of like 4 torches right now as well. Oh, okay, so we're actually completed the dungeon now. All right. Well, then the rest of the dungeon for me is about picking up as much loot as is humanly possible. Okay. Pop out that light.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
You know what? I'm actually willing, rather. I'm willing to risk the Antiquarian getting a disease to try and check that. That's fine. Didn't respawn anything there. That's good. No free inventory spaces. So there's the continuation of scouting from there. I'm going to try and get a scout ping on this room just in case. Without turning the light on if I can get it. Put this in low light. There's a map inside. Yeah, thanks for that. Extremely useful map, that. Same hunger occurrence. Great. So the final rest is probably just going to be like a bunch of stress recovery. This is why I kept the bandages, so that I can make sure that I get rewards from this.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
There's none of these that I can guarantee that I don't need anymore. Not right now. Pump the torch, go into this room, hope for the scout for the next hallway. Did get it. So if I want to take on one more battle, I can get 3 more Curios, actually. 3 more Curios in low light after one battle? Sure. I also want to remember to try and turn off the light at the end of this battle. I always forget to do that, but I've got to remember to try. Just because I always forget to do it doesn't make it correct. It's fine. We have a lot of stress recovery in camping, so we should be okay. Now that we can actually stun them out of position, I'm going to choose to stun rather than going the riposte game plan. At least at the start. Especially because this cultist acolyte is now totally within the... I hate that. Especially since this cultist acolyte is now totally within the range where I can bop. It's supposed to happen at the same time. Queued him up incorrectly. Damn. Unfortunately, because the cultist also died there, now this brawler is actually going to get a little bit of a better approach. I'm going to go for a proactive healing on our Doomsday boy there. Cool. I can set up riposte on the frontliner to have that already sorted and done. And I'm actually going to go for the party heal here as well. I could go for stress recovery like every single time on the Jester as well. Probably should. Continue to guard me, please. And yeah, they're entirely locked down until the day of their death now. This is good. We can get some more stress recovery and a little bit of more healing.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Did have to remind myself to pop out the light. Oh, worth it. Sapphire.
Wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We now have full scouting as well, so we know that we no longer need the keys because there's no key using Curio in the hallways here, so we can get rid of the keys now. We know that we're not using torches anymore either. I might need a bandage. I might need a holy water. That's the thing. Get rid of the crests though. Yeah, I want money way more than everything else. That said, I can also get rid of the stack of that, so I'll take the keys back because they sell for 20 gold each. Also, maybe I'm wrong and some sort of an interactable looms. Never mind, throw those skeleton keys away now. It's just a missing torch.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Cool. Now we actually can't prevent nighttime ambush, so we basically just need to be prepared to
Circle in the
possibly
dark.
fight.
The battle may yet be won.
So unfortunately, I don't believe the Jester is religious. So yeah, my best stress healing on them is going to be to pray, chant, and encourage them. Yep. And now everyone's, pretty damn similar. I can produce 3 random supply items. It's very, very low return. Instead, I'm going to go for weapons practice for the possibility that we actually have a fight after this that I need to be good at. Cool. Covered.
Their squeals fade. Their confidence is shaken.
And yet mine is built. 28. Without puzzling trapezohedrons or stacking rubies or a jute tapestry or stacking sapphires, that's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. Picked up scattering as well as eagle eye. Perfect. Just completely overrule one another. I think you used to be able to deal small amounts of damage with bellows, so that was actually a ranged ability that you wanted to crit on because the crit didn't do extra damage. It was just stress healing. It was really nice. But I don't think that's available anymore. Plus 20% stress versus beast. Rord was never even close to stressing out, so not a problem. Rord actually leveled out. Nice. Well done, Rord. Short on gold. Sell unwanted trinkets.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
I will have to keep the ability to sell them in mind. Let's have another look at the stagecoach, see if there's anyone that we definitely want to pick up. Ooh. Oh, that's just really good though. +2 speed and +5 dodge on a Hellion. Frontliner has problems with speed a lot of the time. Natural Eye and Fairweather Fighter on an Arbalest is also pretty big. Egomania, Fear of Eldritch. As good as Eagle Eye is, you don't actually run the Highwayman. I mean, like, you can with a PBS kind of point-blank shot, obviously, kind of build, but I usually don't run them as ranged. I either run them as, like, a kind of crit riposte lord, or they just stand in the second line and just open veins and wickedly slice. That's garbage. Natural Swing on guard. Slow reflexes, nervous. Yikes. Natural Swing, how important that for Men-at-Arms? Men-at-Arms is actually a little bit inaccurate. So, a little bit. On guard, how important is that? Pretty important. Nervous and slow reflexes are both horrible. I think just because I have space, I will take you.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful
The Hellion, the
ally.
Arbalest, and the Men-at-Arms. Check the Nomad Wagon for anything that we desperately want. That's it. That has our place in the early game. It just doesn't anymore now that I have like cleansing crystals and things like that. Caracidal, don't care. Mooncloak, I just got a Moon Ring. If I had have gotten like a bunch of Mooncloaks and Moon Rings offered at the very start of the game, I may have considered doing a low light run for a while just to build some money and stuff like that. I'm definitely not going to be doing it at the moment. I do not need to increase the difficulty on myself right now. We are exactly one dead character away from losing this entire estate. And that is to say, one character would have to die before the final combat, the Hellion is in your heart, or Hell in the Heart. Hell is in the heart, rather. And then 2 die in that combat. Yes, it's possible to mitigate that by critting the heart from a ridiculously large amount of HP, but usually 2 people die in that combat. So we would immediately lose as soon as the second one dies. Oh well. I'd like to take a second to talk about the victory of the campaign. I've been a little cocky about it, definitely, because I thought there was no chance we were going to get dunked on that hard in DD4. And we didn't really have any problems. Well, we had some problems with DD1, right? Lost 2 characters. Had no problems with DD2, had no problems with DD3. Like DD2 and DD3 were kind of frustrating. DD2 because I lost the file, DD3 because we got reset. But they weren't that bad. I was pretty certain that the campaign was going to be complete as soon as we did DD4. Would I be sad to lose the estate? I think I'm mostly proud of how I played this campaign, especially considering that it's been a long time since I've really researched the meta of this game and like watched other like players, the prominent players of this game who are quite good, like Filthy Robot, Might Oblivion. Those 2 immediately come to mind primarily. But it's been a long time since I've done anything like that, so I wouldn't feel too bad if we lost the campaign. Like in the moment, I can imagine that I wouldn't feel extremely great about it, but I don't think I would be that sad. I think I'm still quite proud of how we played, mostly. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.